Hello, Chad. Can you hear me?
Not that I want to, but yeah.
How you doing?
Dude,
Hello, Adrian.
I am tired.
Evening, guys. Hello, Bert is goed en jy?
Ook goed, dankie. You were saying, Chad?
I was saying, Jana, I'm just bloody tired.
Of what? The weather?
The heat.
Oh,
I spent most of the day in bed. I mean, from 7 until 12:30, we had no power to start off with.
oh.
And then
I
after,
thought it's.
eh?
I thought it's a TMI story.
No, not at all. Like, I don't have those luxuries.
Yeah.
Okay, there we go. Good evening, everybody. I've got 1900, Sunday, 25 October, year 2020. What a year it is. So what can we say? Let's hear who is out there for this evening's net. And I hope everybody's not going to use the bad weather as a reason for not coming up tonight. And I hope I didn't lose any modulation during the sober. Okay, ZS6 Oscar Papa Sierra standing by.
Antenna's still plugged out on my side, Chad. Lightning.
Yeah. The same with me.
Have you guys still got lightning?
Yep.
Adrian, it's right off to the south of Joburg already.
No. Young Krugersdorp, it was about 2 minutes ago. We had some lightning over here.
All right, let's acknowledge ZS6 FPS. And on Zoom, ZS6 XNY and ZS6 Victor India Lima. We claim they can't plug in their antennas because of the lightning. So yeah, there we go. All I know is everything's moved south. Anybody else out there? Otherwise, it's going to be a very short net tonight, that's for sure. ZS6 FPS standing by. All right, definitely going to be a short one. 1903. Come guys, who else is out there? ZS6 IPS still standing by.
Let me try that alternative one, but that I'll have to disassemble the digital radio quickly, just a moment.
Right, coming up for 1904. Let's hear anybody else out there. Otherwise, I'll appear. We'll have a quick color and a quick goodbye. But I'll still give you the stats in any event. Not looking good, I must admit. A ZS6 OPS still standing by.
The 6 November Yankee with the under and thing.
Okay, got you 5-5 there, Adrian. At least now there's two of us here. Anybody else? Hey, bad weather comes and everybody does all kinds of things, myself included. So unplug the power. It's quicker and easier. ZS6 OPS still standing by 1904. We'll make a second last call. Okay, last call, guys. Anybody else? Otherwise, I'm going to kick off. ZS6 OPS standing by. Okay, let's get started. Good evening, everybody. Specifically those who are listening. This is probably more listening than those that are called in. This is more sharp people than those that are bold. And this net runs every Sunday evening at 1900, specifically for radio amateurs who have an interest in emergency communications. And of course, MCOM being a very broad subject, that could mean anything and everything, except discussions regarding the kitchen sink. You don't need to be a member of anybody, entity, body, or otherwise. As long as you have paid your ICASA license fee, you are more than welcome to join us. And then for the benefit of those that we monitor on Zoom or come up on Zoom, you don't need to be an amateur to join us on Zoom. You're just not going to transmit, that's all. Or be rebroadcast. It's as simple as that. So the net is open to all and sundry. So there we go. Let's kick off. ZS6 FPS. ZS6 OPS in the net.
Yeah, good. Thank you. Thank you very much. Good evening, guys. Yeah, luckily I could reach the 625 for my handheld sitting in my lounge. All well solved. I thought there was going to be some rain, but a couple of drops. If I can ask a question at this stage, what do you think chances are of lockdown? But you can answer that later. There is 6 OPS at the net.
Right, ZS6 FPS. ZS6 OPS in the net. I'm going to touch base on that one shortly. ZS6 SNY, ZS6 OPS.
There is a reason why we can we have more than a few drops in Google, but the lighting was quite good. Thank you very much.
All right, good stuff there, Adrian. Now, if I can find Zoom. Mr. Battis, seeing as your radio's not up, perhaps you would like to just say a few words. I'll turn the volume up so everybody can hear you. Go ahead.
From my side, ZS6 VIL, ZS6 OPS and the net ZS6 VIL. Yeah, on my side, there's nothing. It's all good week. It was the whole week in Sasolburg for some work there. The opportunities is kicking in, but yeah, it's all to just start walking the walk and get the stuff going. On my side, there's nothing to report. The incidents there's no incidents. It seems that there's more action around Randburg, Krugersdorp area than here in Pretoria. So yeah, nothing from our side to declare. ZS6 OPS and the net ZS6 VIL.
All right, thanks, Battis. Yeah, I was starting to wonder if you were going to be much longer. My finger was getting a bit sore on that over there, stretched across the face. But anyway, here we go. All right, Let's just hear if there's any latecomers that would like to join, and then I'm going to jump in quickly. Z6IP stand by. All right, nobody else. Let's move on. Firstly, statistically speaking, 712,412. So 712,412 total cases identified. 18,891 have died in South Africa. You know, guys, it's a high number. Eh? Don't think that's a small number. Considering where we are, considering what has been done, I think we can be lucky on that. It's the international figures that are of major concern for me. Last week, I think I made a note of it. Last week, I didn't actually last week, so I'll make a note of this week's, but the week before, I had 37 million that were in actual fact infected worldwide. And we now sit at 42,810,140 confirmed cases throughout the world. It's an increase of 5 million in 2 weeks. And, you know, we clocked over the 42 million yesterday. So I have a feeling that that figure might actually have been the 37 million, might actually have been last week's figure, last Sunday. That would mean 5 million in 1 week. It's about 250,000, 300,000 a day, goes on 400,000 a day. So it's more like 5 million in 1 week. Guys, that's a lot of people worldwide. Europe is taking a knock, a whack, right across the board. Our global deaths now is at 1,151,837. And I'm glad that Pierre asked the question with regards to whether we can expect a new lockdown. Let me clear the timeout time. ZS6IP is returning. Because last Sunday on the net, while I was busy giving this report, it was actually being reported on that our health minister and his wife had tested positive for COVID-19 and that they were going into a 14-day lockdown. And basically at the same time, he was busy being quoted or was about to be quoted in the local news, where he says SA could be like other countries. Chances are we will be like other countries. We have no reason to think we will be spared from a second wave. The conduct of the pandemic is not the same in all countries. A limited number of studies have indicated our reported positive cases are fewer than the numbers that we have on the ground. A study done in the Western Cape and Gauteng showed there was a much higher level of antibody responses in those communities. In other words, that 700,000 that we've reported, he's saying is lower than the number actually is. And yet we still take things for granted and we run around and we're going to gatherings and we are arranging gatherings and we just going out and carrying on as if life is normal. He goes on and he says in his interview that the World Health Organization has given us a surge response team, which we have deployed in most provinces to work with health services at the district and sub-district level. And then under the heading, no one is safe, he writes or is quoted as saying, no one is safe unless all of us are safe. What this means is that it doesn't matter if one country makes a vaccine available only to itself, because if other countries do not get a vaccine, then of course the virus will come back. At the start of this particular interview, the Minister of Health stated We still have a challenge that we may be facing a second surge. The likeliness of that is something we call speculation. Many countries have overtaken SA in the second surge. It is possible a second surge can come. Now, there have been a few other reports. Clear the timer quickly. The Z6 IPS returning. There have been a few other reports where it has been stated there is a possibility that we will be going to other lockdown levels. Now, I know that there's another social media message being circulated, in particular on WhatsApp, that categorically states what, and there is no category for what. Well, actually, there is a category for that type of message, and it's called fake news. Because there is no specific confirmation that we will be going into a lockdown. There is speculation, and there is a possibility. And that possibility is going to depend on us. You know, yesterday, I just want to digress from COVID-19. I want to take us into the general disaster relief and disaster assistance concept of life, regardless of who we are, whether we be amateurs or family members or amateurs, but for the benefit of those that are listening. This COVID-19 psychologically has impacted each and every single person throughout the world. Everybody has been touched one way or another. Nobody has been spared on this. And each and every single citizen who is over the age of understanding, and probably still also those who are in the adolescent years, have in actual fact been impacted psychologically. And everybody's response to this has differed. However, in terms of all of the interviews, the talks, the statements made by people, the social media that has been distributed, and questions that have been answered, one thing for me has become quite clear. Sorry, excuse the coughing. COVID-19 has instilled a negativity within people so deep that I think it's going to take years for those people to actually start seeing anything positive around them. Time out. Z6 OPS returning. In other words, what I'm saying is everybody is at this doom and gloom stage. And there's one party, one group of people. I'm not saying party in the sense of various parties. I'm talking about a group. There's one group responsible for it all because they have failed, they have done, they have not done, they have allowed, they have not allowed, they don't listen, they, and there's no hope. There's no hope. There's no way that we can get out of this. There's nothing that we can do. We are losing our jobs. We are losing our income. People are losing their lives because they're not eating. Hang on a second, people. I want to ask one question. And if any single one of you can find me a legitimate document on this, I will concede to it. If anybody has got any official correspondence which says that any person throughout this world has lost their life due to starvation as a result of no income, loss of job due to COVID-19, will you please forward it to me? Because literally 10 months into this virus, and that includes China, to date, I have not seen a single report And in all honesty, I just take my hat off to the family members of those people, because it means that somebody has had compassion and reached out to family members who have been affected. Those people need a congratulations. But the negativity and the negativeness that has been instilled in amongst people is at an extremely dangerously high level. And it needs to be checked and put in check. And it needs to be corrected. And people need assistance in overcoming this fear, this gloom, this negativeness. And when we tie this up in our South African context, now, you know, I say in the South African context, I don't know how many of you actually follow what's happening in Syria, Yemen, the Middle East, the South American countries. In other words, what is happening in terms of Z6IPS returning, in terms of disaster, whether man-made or natural, whether war-torn or otherwise. There are countries that are worse off. I'm not saying that I justify what's happening here. We've got pockets of events and incidents that are taking place throughout the country. It's concerning. There's no doubt about it. The one message that I would like to bring across to people is, people, for those of you that are recording this, share it with the others. My message is as follows. Do not muddy the waters between each individual type of incident that you are exposed to, that you hear about or are involved with. We've got multiple situations that have the disastrous effect on individuals, but are not necessarily a disaster by definition. And the one is not necessarily related to the other type of incident. And we need to be careful that we don't mix and match all of this, because ultimately, at the end of the day, it is the cause and the root of the negativity, or another well-known word for it, depression. And each and every single one of us needs to realize and accept that there are things that are happening, and we need to deal with them on a unique one-to-one basis. And we need to ask other people for assistance. As Z6IPS returning, we need to ask other people for assistance on this. And I think next week there's a document that I want to actually have a look at. There's a research paper that I want to study in a little bit more detail that I heard about today. And I think next Sunday I'd actually like to dig a little bit deeper into it, and maybe dissect it in a little bit more bigger than what I can tonight, because I'm not 100% sure of the context of it. However, those of you that have tuned in with me from the outset of this disaster in particular, and the declared disaster in particular, I, on numerous occasions, discussed and raised the point of psychological impact on. It's something that's very close and dear to my heart, because of the fact that I have seen what it does to people. And I've learned in the last month, through talking to various other people around me, that they are really and truly taking strain with regards to what is happening. So please, people, don't be shy. Contact your friends, contact your family members. Have a chat with them, ask them how they do. Find out if there's something you can do for them. We've got elderly communities around us, not just amongst the radio amateurs. I'm talking about the guys next door, our neighbors, and all the rest. What are we doing about them? I've discussed this before. Shout over the fence and ask them if they need help. Over the wall, whatever. Something that we seriously have to look at, especially now that the second wave that has hit Europe in the manner that it's hit it. We mustn't stop and think that this is over in South Africa. Our numbers are still averaging around approximately 1,900 a day at the moment. However, another super spreader cluster has been identified in Western Cape, and I think 80 people in one day were confirmed positive from one cluster. And it is for that reason that we could, in actual fact, move to a different level. But we will have to wait and see when the authorities, in actual fact, do it. And then we can state, right, now we are going back into a different level. Z6OPS returning. There was an article released by the United Nations where they have also said, guys, actually, look, before you post something, just stop for a minute. Stop before you post. Because when you stop, you might just stop and think, hey, hang on a second, do these people who claim to be this crowd or that crowd or another crowd, do they actually exist? Google it. Google them. See if they exist, like this one that went around now in the last week again. A group of people sitting at a table. What table? Could be a bunch of actors in front of a stage or on a stage. So stop before you post. You've got to stop with the fake news. We need to be careful. Yes, there's questions. Fine. Let's wait until we have the official answer. When the official answer is out that we are moving to another level, then let's share that we are moving to another level. Until then, the answer is simple. Who knows? Anything's possible. But just some fact. Physical distance yourself in the interim. Wash your hands. Sanitize. Don't touch your face. Wear a mask. Stay away from crowds. And this message will have to be said over and over, and take note, I didn't say repeated. I said will have to be said over and over and over again. Regardless of how upset people become with it, they need to hear it so that it never brings them to the point of recklessness or carelessness, and they get infected and they themselves lose their lives. Or pass it on to friends, family, and have those people lose their lives. We still have to be careful. Outside of that, there's not much really happening worldwide as far as I can recall. I know that the one thing I did want to discuss was the possibility of moving to another level, and of course the additional numbers in the Western Cape. I think there was some flooding somewhere. Was it Vietnam? But that seems to not have appeared on the news very much. And then, of course, we all know what's been happening locally. And even there, guys, if you can go out and help, please do. There are communities that do need assistance. And if you do go out, again, be safe. Right. Any other questions? Anything any of you guys want to add? Any late audience, please go ahead. Say this exactly. Well, at least that gave me the opportunity to finish my coffee before it really got cold. Okay, good stuff, guys. Nothing else then. Thanks for calling in. I know the weather's a little bit on the opposite side of where we would like it to be, although we definitely need the rain. We definitely need to cool down a bit. You know, we've gone from that extreme cold into extreme heat, and that's not a good thing at all. And it's really been hot and dry. And Adrian, I know you said that you had quite a bit of rain earlier, and John called in. He had just left honeydew, and there was a lot there, a lot of rain, honeydew side. Yet, yeah, by me, I had a couple of parts, and then there were a few drops of rain, you know, just enough to go to the window, and one bolt of lightning, and that was it. It was gone, finished. That took about half an hour before we turned the power back on. So there we go. Okay, nothing else. I want to bid you all a great week ahead. Please don't forget COVID-19 safety, health regulations, compliance, etc. But more importantly, be safe, be prepared, and of course, be happy. This is ZS6 OPS, now releasing 145.65 general use. Cheers, all. Yeah, guys, what can I say? Another fucking week over, done and dusted.
Yep.
Yeah. No. Yeah, Chad, I'll have to start running. I haven't eaten yet, and I must just get some food in my body. It was quite a hectic day. So, yeah. Okay, I'll call you in the morning. I must just remember to put the antennas back now.
All right, yeah. Just before you go, that video that I sent you on the lighting of the fires, this is a serious thing, this.
The one where the guy traveled with a bucky between them.
Yeah.
Yeah. I saw that thing about a day earlier than you, but I did not distribute it, you know.
Well, it was sent via who I can't remember who sent it to me. I know it came up before that, but there's two of them that have actually gone out. So, yeah, I don't know. We're going to have to monitor everything. All right, Adrian, you're going to have something to eat back. I'm going to pull out you as well.
From a disaster point of view, you know, we must maybe try and also reach out to the Transvaal Landbou Unie or somebody like that, and say if they need guys to assist in communication, they must speak to us.
You know,
I'm not a firefighter or something like that, so I cannot assist. You know.
No, you don't need firefighters to go and fight fires. Let me tell you, you need bodies, you need hands. No, look, I've started to make contact with a fair number of the volunteers, and this is why I've started this talk about the negativity. You know, we're low in numbers in terms of who's calling in, and there's an underlying problem to it. The one person yesterday basically said to me that from now on, he is going to be spending time with his family. He does have other activities, work-related activities that keep him busy till late at night. But there's no fucking chance in hell that he is going to sit in front of the radio for 1 hour a month. He will spend that time with his family, because if something happens to his family, he can basically say he spent time with his family. And I stripped, My response was, yeah, you see now, there's the selfishness kicking in and allowing of the selfishness to deal with us. Yeah, but what kind of disasters must we be looking at to prepare for that you feel is so important? I said, dude, besides all the crap that's happening around us, what happens if we have an earthquake? And at 2 o'clock in the morning, you turn around and there's your wife with a big piece of wood through her chest because your house has collapsed. What was amazing was the answer that I got. He categorically told me, well, I can't go to my radio equipment because it is under rubble. And I can't find go look for my handout because I left it in one of the rooms and I don't know which one. And I can't get to my vehicle. So what fucking use is it having a radio at all? At which point I actually said, listen, dude, you missed the boat completely. I said, what, Yaku, just stick around. If it time's out, I'll have to reconnect. So I said to him, you missed the boat completely. Ultimately, at the end of the day, your wife is dead because you've done fuck all. Well, what am I supposed to do about it? I said, well, firstly, if you were having a balanced life and you participated, you would have been able to help your wife out. Yeah, but you know what? At the end of the day, if I lose my wife, at least I could have said that I'd spend time with her. I said, look, China, wouldn't it have been better for you to come to a point and say, look, we had a balanced lifestyle. I gave like 4 hours a month and I prepared and my family was involved and the earthquake came and the house was under rubble and my wife got injured. I said, you know, you could have saved her life with the bed sheets. I said, wouldn't it have been better to say, and well, now at least because I knew what to do, I can spend extra time with my wife. He wants to end the conversation because I'm playing on word semantics. And this isn't the first volunteer that's got this attitude. So we'll have to deal with it there. Mr. Yaku, net starts at 1900 and Zoom is going to time out in, I don't know, a minute or two. 3 minutes. So Adrian, you go and get something to eat and I'll talk to you later. You've muted yourself. Okay, Yaku disappeared. No, Adrian, you muted. Your mic is off.
Yeah, because I was speaking to the little one, I muted, sorry.
Ah, okay.
She's here for the holidays because mom's got to work still.
Yeah,
Yeah.
okay. Even Yaku now, he sent me a lot of photos of their farms out Makali's side that have been torched and that.
Yeah, but you know, but if there's anything in terms of, you know, as I said, I'm not bodily capable of you know, of going in there and the 10th bottle of water that I pick up from the ground to lift onto a truck, I'll get a bloody heart attack. But I can go and man a radio station or something like what people need. Okay, so I say, if there's anything, just talk. I am available.
All right. Well, I did put it out on the group, those that want to, but nobody has come back.
Okay. Yeah, but as I said, as that will be the function that I can volunteer into. I cannot volunteer into go and, you know, run around in the field. With my back, I cannot do it in any case.
Yeah, no, sure, no problem. All right.
Okay. Thanks.
Cheers, guys.
Cheers.
Okay, cheers,
Thanks,
guys.
Adrian.
Bye.
Bye.
Bye. Bye.